here is the big question. I think people are finally getting sick of sequels. Yes, movie sequels do well at the box office. There is no way to deny it. A Quiet Place Part 2 passed $109 million at the box office. But if you look at other movies, okay, let's look at over the last year. Okay, first is Peter Rabbit 2. Yes, you could say more pandemic, but the movie is doing pretty well internationally. But it seems that people don't want to see this in the USA. Why don't people want to see it in the USA? I wonder why. It's an unnecessary sequel to a movie that was not really that well received, especially among the community which generally watches this movie without people who you know usually typically review family movies, basically movies like Peter Rabbit movie. If you look at the top tens hated this movie. The top tens listed as one of the worst movies of the year. So I think it released in 2017 or 2016, but it was considered one of the worst movies of the year. I don't know. I think Peter Rabbit came out in 2017. But if you look at the worst movies of 2017, they don't have the list of the worst movies of 2017. I have to go on the literal website of the worst movies of 2019. This does not really bode well to the sequel to The Boss Baby, because Peter Rabbit got so universally panned by the same people on the top tens. Yeah, we go further down, and yeah. Peter Rabbit came out in 2018. I forgot. Worst movies of 2018 then. Yeah, worst movies of 2018. What was the worst movies of 2018? Okay, 50 Shades of Grey, Soul Dogs, Teen Titans, and Peter Rabbit was at number 7. Okay? And people said, and this of course got a sequel. Cool. And of course, this got a sequel, and it bombed. It's still gonna make back its money. It has a pretty small budget, only like $45 million. Same thing with The Conjuring. There's so many Conjuring movies now. Okay, The Conjuring is basically I think this is the third mainline Conjuring movie. This is excluding other movies in the Conjuring universe. Okay, this movie underperformed. But again, you can say, HBO Max, blah blah blah. But if you look at the series, this is the third movie in the franchise. Okay, and again, it was also competing with also A Quiet Place Part 2, a sequel to yet another popular horror movie that was much better received than The Conjuring Devil Made Me Do It. But we don't even have to go any further. Look at 2019's box office and early 2020 box office. Okay, half of these movies people didn't care for. Okay, 2021 worldwide box office. You know what bombed? You know what flopped? All sequels, reboots, and remakes. Okay? All of the box office flops of 2019 and all the movies that underperformed were unnecessary reimaginings, remakes, and sequels. And the rest, of course, you're Disney, and Disney fudges the numbers to the movies anyways. Let's look at movies like The Secret Life of Pets 2, and massively underperformed the first movie. Okay, so Dumbo. Dumbo was another one. Nobody gave a crap about Dumbo. Okay, Dark Fate. Did we really need a fifth Terminator movie? Okay, actually it's the sixth Terminator movie, not the fifth. So did we really need a sixth Terminator movie? And yes, I've seen every Terminator movie as well. Did we really need a sixth Terminator movie? Same for Man in Black and so did we really need this movie? Okay, but no, because Man in Black was successful in the past. Let's make another one. Same thing with Terminator. Terminator 2 is still a landmark movie, so let's make a sixth Terminator movie. That has nothing to do with the first two, and it's like the last 3 Terminator. That has nothing to do with the other 4 Terminator movies that released. Man in Black International was released one with new characters, so we could set up a new franchise. That flopped. The Regal movie 2, that flopped because they released it too late. Okay, and we go further down. But Angry Birds 2, we have The Hustle, we have movies, that completely underperformed at the box office. Pet Sematary remake, We also have a sequel to Dog's Purpose. Yep, that got a sequel. We had a Charlie's Angels remake. We had a sequel to a 40-year-old movie called The Signing. We had a sequel to Happy Death Day. And we can go further and further on about all these sequels flopping and bombing at the box office. Hellboy reboot, that bombed. And yeah, typically sequels do well to the first movie, but 2019, 2018, and 2017 were massively reliant on sequels. 2018 summer box office was not as bad as other years, with movies like Infinity War and Jurassic World and Incredibles 2, but Hollywood is just too reliant on sequels. Okay, they are too reliant on making sequels. Yeah, 2018 box office was definitely much more of a success, and we did have a lot of original IPs, but maybe when an original IP does well, or IP that is just a based off of some book or something, they maybe just make a sequel to it because it made money. So you know what? Let's make a sequel. And I won't be surprised to get a third Peter Rabbit movie as well. And another Conjuring movie. And yeah, they're also making a sequel to Cruella even though nobody's watching it. It's just like, why do we need all these sequels? Why do we need 150 sequels coming out? Okay? Why can't we just have original movies like in the 80s and 90s? I know I don't really like the 90s that much, but at least the 90s had original film franchises being released. And yes, a movie like Jurassic Park sort of got a sequel regardless. And movies that make like $1 billion or so. But do we really need a movie? But do we really need to have a movie like Peter Rabbit get a sequel? Okay, do we really need a Peter Rabbit sequel or a sequel to another movie, to other movies as well? Okay, well, this is probably why nobody wants to see Peter Rabbit 2, because people are sick of sequels. Goodbye.